Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about men never focus on one woman. Now this is important when you are dating. So this is a dating advice video, okay? So when you are dating, don't just focus on one woman. Now of course when you get exclusive and when you get into a relationship with a woman and things become serious, then of course it's then okay to just focus on one woman. If that's your culture, because I know there's different cultures out there where men can have multiple women in their lives and it's not an issue. So depending on what your culture is and what you personally want as a man, when you're just dating and you're not exclusive with a woman, just don't focus on just one woman. Be talking to, be dating, be seeing, be being with multiple women, okay? So why is this important? So the reason why this is important is because if you're only focused on one woman and you're only talking to one woman and you're only dating one woman, right? What can happen is if that woman happens to back off or she starts to display less interest in you, that can make you appear more desperate because you've only got this one. All your eggs are in one basket. So of course, if you feel like you're losing someone and you're losing a woman and she's losing interest, you're going to act more desperate, more needy because you're like, oh my god, this is the only one I've got. Right? But if you are talking, at least talking to multiple women, then if a woman that you're seeing does happen to back off, it won't matter as much, even if you really like her, because you've got other women that you're talking to, that you're dating, and that you're seeing and you're meeting out. So that's why it's really important to just focus on one woman, especially when you are dating, because if you've only got one woman, it's going to make you more desperate and more needy for her. And obviously, as I talk about all the time in my videos, is when you act needy and you act desperate, that's when you're more likely to actually lose a woman that you're more interested in, especially if you are acting more needy for her than she is in you. So essentially, when you're way more invested in her than she is in you. So this will really help with not having that neediness and desperateness when you are dating women, because if you've got other women that you're talking to, then you're not going to be too invested in just one woman, right? Even if there's one that you prefer, because you've got other women that you're talking to. And this is what I did when I was dating. You know, I wasn't just talking to one woman. There was multiple women that I was talking to and arranging dates with. When I met my wife, there were other women that I was still talking to and trying to arrange dates with. When I first started talking to my wife, and of course, eventually she was the one that I wanted to spend more time with. So eventually, those other women just sort of faded away, and I never spoke to them again. And you know what? It was the same with her. She was talking to other women as well. So it's one of those things, you know. So it's a good idea to have multiple choices, because then it won't matter as much. Because I remember when I actually first met my wife, I wasn't 100% sure if she even liked me that much, because she was really shy and reserved, and it's very hard to read a shy woman when you first start dating her, because you're unsure if is she shy or is she just doesn't like me, because sometimes shy women can be very sort of reserved, and it's very difficult to read them sometimes. But that wasn't the case. She did like me. She was just shy and she just needed more time to sort of open up and be herself. But during that time, because I thought she didn't like me, I wasn't too bothered about losing her if she was uninterested, because there were other women that I was talking to, and there was other women that I was trying to get involved with. So it didn't matter as much that the woman who was going to be my wife was, I thought, was showing not much interest in me. So that's why it's a good idea. Even if it's not, you're not actually meeting out with these women, it could be that you're just talking to them on dating apps and, you know, and things like that. So it's really important that you do that. And what this helps is it helps you develop more of an abundance mindset, because an abundance mindset is crucial when you're dating women. Because if you think that there is a shortage of women, if you think and you believe that when you start dating a woman, this is the only one for you, and this is the one that you've really got to solely focus on, and you've got to try and get her into a relationship with you, it all comes from like this fear and this scarcity mindset. So an abundance mindset is really important, which is why it's so important that you continue to talk to other women while you're dating. Even if you're really dating a woman that you really, really like and you prefer, it's still a good idea to keep on dating and talking to other women as well until you guys become exclusive. So even if you're not 100% into the other women, it's still a good idea to just do that and to just practice that, because it does make you less attached to the women that you do like, or the one woman that you really do like that you're seeing, because you're talking to other women, there's other options available to you, and you feel more relaxed and more confident if you know that you've got other options lined up and other options out there for you, and it's going to make you less needy, less insecure, and it can help you remain more stoic, and it's easier then to remain logical and not let your emotions get the better of you. Okay, because something that's so easily done, right? It's so easily done. You meet someone, you meet a woman, and you're absolutely enthralled by her. It's so easy to let your emotions get away with you and to start, I don't know, like saying to her too soon that you really, really like her, writing her love letters, when you wanted to buy her stuff, you want to do things for her. And that's when your emotions start to override your logic and your reason, because what you've got to understand is this, is that when you start dating a woman and you've only, let's say you've only been on one date, or you've only been on a couple of dates with her, you've only spent a few hours with her, right? Even if you've been messaging online for ages, you still don't know 100% who this woman is until you start spending a lot of time together, and you've spent a lot of time together. So logically, it makes sense that you shouldn't be too emotionally invested in a woman you've only just met. It makes sense because you've only spent a limited amount of time with her. You don't know her personality yet. You may be projecting what you hope she will be, but you don't know 100% who this woman is yet. So when you start dating a woman, remain skeptical, okay? Which is why it's a good idea to have multiple women that you're talking to, because it helps you remain skeptical. It helps you remain more stoic and more logical and thinking with a clearer head instead of letting your emotions override them. Because when I know it's easily done. If you meet a beautiful woman, you're desperate that this is the one. You want her to be the one. She's beautiful. You want to be with her. You want to sleep with her. You want to be with her all the time. Her presence may just be like totally all-consuming, and you just want to be with her all the time and hold her and everything. I understand that. I understand that desire, But if you don't know her yet, because you're focusing so much on what's being projected in your head, you can ignore red flags. And this was something that I did in my very first relationship with a woman. So when I was in my early 20s, I met a woman, and we got together and stuff, and I thought she was really beautiful, and I wanted to be with her all the time, and I was so happy, but there was red flags. I mean, she told me within like the first few weeks of dating her, she said, "Oh, what would you do if I cheated on you?" And guess what happened later on down the road, right? She cheated on me, right? So, but because I was so focused on how she made me feel, and I was projecting what I wanted her to be, and because she was so good looking, that I just completely ignored it. Even though when she said that, right? When she said that, I felt something weird. Like it felt off, that she shouldn't be saying this to me. I should have known. It was a red flag. My alarm bells were ringing, but no one was ready. No one was willing to answer the call. The bat signal was shut down. I shut the bat signal down. But I should have known. I should have known that, because even now, we were together for a year, but I still remember that moment. And that moment was about 10 years ago now, over 10 years ago. But I still remember the moment when she asked that, because it was a red flag and my emotions engaged and knew something was wrong. But because I was overly invested and because I was projecting what I wanted her to be, I ignored them. I ignored the red flag, and we'd only been on a few dates with each other. We'd only been seeing each other for like a few weeks. So that's why it's important to not let your emotions get so involved to begin with, right? Because you don't know who she is. You don't know what's going to happen, right? She may be everything that you hope to, that you want her to be, like in the looks department and the way that she talks, the way that she moves, the way that she dresses. But if you've only spent a limited amount of time with her, there is no excuse whatsoever for you to get so engaged and so emotionally invested and it's because it's just not going to be very it's just not going to be good if things work out badly. So you've got to remain logical, you've got to remain skeptical, you've got to remain. So that's why it's important to be dating other women and to have this more of an abundance mindset and have an abundance of women that you're talking to, even if you're just talking to them, because it will help you not become so emotionally invested in one woman too soon. Okay, and there's, like I said, I've told you my story. I told you what happened. I was with this woman for a year. She cheated on me multiple times. It was a living hell. I don't want you to go through anything like that. So it's important that you remain logical. And the best way that you can do that is if you're talking to multiple women and you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, so if you would like my dating book, you can get it now for on Amazon, or you can read it for free on my website. It's called Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams. If you get a physical copy, it's got a nice discreet spine, so it's on your bookshelf. You know, if you have women coming around, or you got your buddies coming around, they're not going to be, you know, looking at your looking at the fact that it says Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams. So it's easily hidden, basically. And you can also read it for free on my website right now. You don't need to sign up, you don't need to log in, it's just there on the website. So go to www.christineloveridge.com, and if you just scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to find a tab that says the book. All you have to do is click on the book. There's also in the menu on my website as well, just the book. Click on that, it's right there. You don't need, like I say, you don't need to log in. It's just you can read it straight. There's a PDF reader on there, and it's right there. Okay, and if you like coaching with me, you can also go to www.christineloveridge.com and pick whichever coaching option is best for you at this current time. And I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.